So 2026 has just begun. That means it's time to share with you guys my least favourite movies of 2025. Here are my picks for the 10 movies that just made me go yuck this year. Now, if I'm being honest with you, there were only 5 movies this year that just made me angry and mad. And I think they are the kinds of movies that are worth talking about when you're making this list. My picks from numbers 10 to 6, I'm just going to only breeze past by. They're just bad movies that aren't really worth giving much airtime to. So I'm not going to give them much airtime. So let's just get right into these. Number 10, Happy Gilmore 2, an illogical comedy sequel. Number 9, Lilo, Pixar's worst movie. Number 8, Jurassic World Rebirth, a bland dinosaur movie. Number 7, Lilo and Stitch, bland, lazy Hollywood filmmaking. Number 6, Death of a Unicorn, a forgettable movie about unicorns. How do you do that? Now, let's get into the films that I really hate. Marvel in 2025 decided to release their first Captain America movie without Steve Rogers, and to no one's surprise, the movie was a disaster. But due to Disney facing backlash for implementing political ideologies into their movies, Disney decided that the safe approach was to make a political thriller that refused to engage with politics on any level. As a result, themes can't be properly explored in this movie, and it's very dull. Infamously, this film was delayed like almost a year because it had to undergo significant reshoots. And it shows. This is a jumbled, incoherent mess of a film. I suppose the most fun you could get out of this movie is looking and trying to find which scenes were reshoots and which scenes were originally part of the movie. Now this really hurts. For the record, I have been a massive fan of Chris Duckman's channel. He has made some of the best movie reviews that you can find on the platform. But the transition from film critic into filmmaker hasn't really worked out for Chris. It just felt as though he thought of a whole bunch of ideas for his movie and just threw every idea he had into this script. And as a result, it really doesn't land. Also, the story is told through many different styles, first starting as a documentary and then it becomes a narrative. And while I appreciate this very distinct creative approach, I just felt as though this disrupted the tone and pacing of the rest of the film. And in the final moments of this film, this movie goes ultra weird out of nowhere. It tried to do something different, but for me, it really didn't land at all. Have we finally hit peak woke? I sure do hope that Snow White was the final nail in the coffin. Filled with woke messaging, Snow White was a cinematic train wreck. The CGI was bad, the writing was horrendous, and its few changes from the original source material were largely for the worse. Just like Captain America Brave New World, this film underwent significant reshoots, so it felt like the story was competing for itself, while on the one hand it was trying to be a reimagining of the classic Snow White story, just in live action. On the other hand, it was trying to be this subversive take on Snow White, and merging the two together really just does not work. Like all of us, John Krasinski clearly loves Indiana Jones. So much so that he took Indiana Jones and tried to make his own spin on that character. Only, in this film, Fountain of Youth, we can't have that same love that we have for Indy with this protagonist. He's a snarky, annoying guy. He just makes this movie a very frustrating film to watch. Filled with jokes written by out-of-touch screenwriters, bad CGI, and horrible colour grading, this streaming movie is awful in every sense of the word. Now, my number 1 least favourite movie of 2025, the movie that I held out some hope for, that everyone else was writing off as complete trash before it even came out. Yes, the movie that I hated the most in 2025 was The Electric State, Netflix's $320 million film that was directed by the guys who made Infinity War and Endgame about robots in a dystopian world. It is so easy to please me with this kind of story. And yet, this movie failed in every way imaginable. The script was horrible, the film felt tone deaf in regards to its messaging surrounding technology in a 2025 landscape where AI is becoming a serious concern in our lives. The quippy humour felt very much like it was trying to be MCU quippy humour, except it felt like it was being written by someone who had no clue as to what made this quippy humour work when it was used in the MCU. Even the needle drops were egregiously used. But the thing that really scares me about this whole movie is that the guys who made this movie, the Russos, are making Doomsday and Secret Wars. What are those films gonna look like? I'm terrified. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And I'm the Grinning Critic, and please don't forget to subscribe to me. It'll make me grin again, that's for sure.